Hello and welcome to The Edge. My name is Tochi Oputa. On The Edge today, we're walking through a business built on wonder, memory and magic. For 7 years running, the Jav Christmas Village of Lights has transformed ordinary spaces into festive destinations, drawing families, tourists and communities together through immersive holiday experiences.
My name is Valentine Guri. I'm the decorator and one of the co-founders of the Jav Christmas Village of Lights. My name is Jennifer Fatarisha. I'm a decorator and also one of the co-founders of Jav Christmas Village.
Behind the lights are twin entrepreneurs who turned seasonal joy into a sustainable business model. My guests today are Valerie Igure and Jennifer Fatorisha, popularly known as the Jav Twins. Welcome to The Edge. This annual unforgettable experience started with an idea, a simple vision that dared to imagine something more. Let's start from the very beginning. How was the Christmas Village of Lights conceived and built? This is the idea.
We're decorators and we've been decorating for over 15 years, Christmas decorations and others. And so there was a particular house we decorated and it was so beautiful. And because it was so far away in Papi, people couldn't see it. So we needed to create something that people will see. And so we decided to decorate a larger space with a lot of lights. And that was how we started the Jav Christmas Village. And then we added games and we added entertainment. And that was the birth of it. And we added vendors. Okay. Yeah, and vendors. And so that's how we started in 2019. That was the first edition. So the first edition was, as usual, we did what we always know how to do. We decorated. And then, of course, we advertised and all that. But when we opened, so we opened on the 1st of December. But when we opened, the opening ceremony was good. There were a lot of people. And then the next day, it was like only one person that came. And then the next day after that, maybe 2 or 3. And then it was so dry that we were like, are you sure we didn't make a mistake? But what we didn't realize was the festive period doesn't start from December. As in the happenings, let me put it that way, it doesn't start from December 1st. Actually starts like second week. So that first week was really dry. We're kind of like discouraged, but eventually it picked up and we had a lot of people. We had crowd. In fact, we had traffic issues, hold up, people trying to come into the Christmas Village. Then it was 500 naira. It was really cheap. But then again, you see some people who say, why do I even have to pay 500 to come in? Isn't it supposed to be free? And then, we just experienced all kinds of people. But at the end of the day, it was good. We didn't make our money back, but we were happy because a lot of people were happy. There was this particular woman that kept on shouting, I'm in London. So that's, such things give us joy. It encourages us. Abuja didn't have many places to visit, especially at Christmas. There were just a few places. And so we needed something for families we needed a place where families could come and have fun, enjoy themselves, just bond, and in a way that is not expensive, so this was the drive. This was why we actually created the place. So, and it ended up being that because over the years, people look forward to it every year. Every year, they are happy. The messages we receive, blessing us, say thank you for bringing this, place to be. When we started, we knew we were going to continue. Whether we made money or not, we knew we were going to continue year after year. We are the kind of people that don't like to charge too much. We like everybody to be able to afford, what we do. I think we were expecting profit from turnover, from a large number of people coming. I think we were expecting about 50,000 people in the first edition. But unfortunately, we had only 15,000 people. Yes, which is still a lot. Yes, for our first try. But I think that's what made us not make money, from and of course, the lights are expensive. It costs a lot of money to set up. So maybe we didn't really factor it in. We're too excited about giving people a good time that we actually didn't really look into the business part of it properly. And that's why even after 3 years of doing it and we still weren't making profits, we're still doing it. Yeah. Because it wasn't about, yes, we make money from our decoration, but the Christmas village was not just making money because we were spending more money than was coming in. But that is why, as much as it's a business, it's still a passion, so, and that's why the ticket can still be 6,000 naira this year and you have over 40 games that are free. Imagine that one ride, a bumper car ride, can cost you like 3,000 naira. A train ride can cost you like 2,005. That's already 5,000. Yeah, in most places, in most amusement centers, places. But imagine you have over 40 games. You have the bungee, the jousting, you have the wrecking ball, everything, and all of that. And it's repeated, meaning it's unlimited. So it's not like you play once and that's the end. You can keep playing, play over and car ride like 5-10 times, but you see, so yeah. So yes, business is part of it. Passion, I think passion takes more than the business part.
Following an idea through always leads to your dreams. Festive experiences may look like fun and lights, but behind them is serious business. Here is a quick look at the numbers behind seasonal entertainment and destination experiences. This is your Money Minute for today. Creating magic once is exciting. Creating it every year consistently is a lot of work. From logistics to lighting, crowd to creativity, let's talk about what it really takes behind the scenes to run the JAV Christmas Village of Lights and spreading the holiday cheer. The grind is up next.
It actually takes a lot, so much that the first 3-4 years we borrowed and didn't even pay back. We finished we first borrowed from the bank. It took us 3 years to finish paying the bank loan. And even the following year, we still did it. We're still owing the bank. Just keep borrowing and borrowing and borrowing. And people are wondering, why are you doing this if you keep borrowing? That's why I said passion takes more than business. Well, we knew that one day it was going to pay off, as it takes a lot of money, hundreds of millions. I'm not even talking about in the tens, in the hundreds. That is how much. But we just look for places to get money from, and we do it. The games are expensive. The lights are expensive. Importing is expensive. Setting up is expensive. We have over 150 staff that we pay, and we don't pay. The least salary is about 150. Yes, that's how much we pay. That's the least amount that we pay this year. And we have over almost 150, 160. So you can imagine to pay staff alone this period for 1 month, it's over 30 million. You understand? And then you're wondering, how much are you charging gate fee? You are charging 6,000 naira. So it's very expensive. We have a lot of challenges. Over the years, we've been having challenges with venues too. So logistics, sometimes you set up something, maybe light, it doesn't come on, you have to redo it again. It's capital intensive. It's a lot of money. It's a lot of hard work. It's time consuming. But yeah, most of the challenges is funds. Over the years, funds has been our issue, but venue. Yes, venue. There was a year we had 3 venues because the crowd was too much, And so we tried to have 3 venues, Guarimpa, Gariki, and Transcorp. And then we had to scale it down the following year because the stress that we did, it was too much. It wasn't worth it at all. The stress was too much. So every year now we've been having 2 venues. So the venue has always been a challenge. Last year, we opened just 5 days before Christmas because we didn't have a venue. one of the venues that we're supposed to use because we were disappointed. Last minute, we had to change venue. And that's how we started in Paragram. And so moving from one place to another is not easy. If you have a permanent place, it will be far much easier. You don't have to move storage because you wonder, where do we keep all these ions, all these lights, all these games? Where do you store them? So, and storage is very expensive. So these are the challenges that we face. We don't have sponsors. To be honest, we've never really gotten sponsors. As in nobody has sponsored the event. We've been doing it by ourselves from our personal, small businesses we do around to use it to fund the Christmas village. Initially, we're using loans. Now we try to use our own money to do it. So funds and venue, it's a major challenge for us. I think the toughest part is having to add more lights, more games, because you don't want to change the decor. Because if you notice, every year the decor is different. So what happens to last year's decor? What happens to all those other? So we spend so much money fabricating new decor because every year is a new experience. And then every year we try to add events, activities that will go on every weekend to spice it up. Like we're having the Twins Festival coming up this weekend. We have the Sporting Festival. We're having the Arewas Festival. We're having so many, activities within the 1 month space. So every year we have to it's challenging, finding ways to spice it up. New decor, new entertainment, new games. Like this year, we added about 4 new games, so that's what we have to go through every year to just make it different for people. Power is a major challenge for us, especially outside of transport building. Okay, so because we use a lot of lights and games use our blowers. So I think it takes a significant amount of power. So we use generators because we can't depend on PCN. But imagine opening on the opening ceremony and the generator caught fire. What happened? They say oil was leaking somewhere in the generator. And so the opening was not so great, although it ended up being good. After a while, the lights came back on and everybody had fun. Although we had to give a lot of free entry for people who had to leave. So these are the challenges we face with power. Now, what we did was we split the generator. We just got 2 very big generators. So even if one is giving issues, we switch to the next. So that's what we're doing right now. For security, we have a security company who we are working with. They're in affiliate with the army. Well, it's not the Nigerian army, but in affiliate. So it's they guard this place during the day and at night as well. So when we close for the day, they are here, they patrol. At night, they watch people and all that. Our games have attendants. Each of our games have attendants. So they watch the children while they play and all of that. We've not been able to manage the crowd during the Christmas week. It's always like that. But what we did, more measures we put into place. Normally we have 5 ticketers, but this year, during that Christmas week, we're going to increase it to 10 so that people don't have to queue long before they get their tickets. After the first edition, yes, that edition really flogged us. So we decided that we're not going to have a second edition. What really happened in 2020 again is our mom died. So everything just came crashing down. Our mom, COVID, everything was just crazy for us that period. So we actually said, you know what? I don't think we're going to do a second edition. We're just more discouraged. But then out of nowhere, that's when Transcorp Hilton now called and said, come and have the Christmas village within our premises. And then for us, that was a sign from God. Because everything we do revolves around God. We don't do anything if God does not tell us to do it. Yes. So to us was like a sign. And so they said we should come and have it there. And I said, okay, since they've invited us, let's just do it. And then we did it. I was actually pregnant. I was in the hospital. I just giving birth. I was designing the Christmas and directing from there because it's a very difficult and challenging event to run. So it's not a one person's, job. It's a 2 people's job. So I think I had just given birth some days. I had to run to the venue. So people were like, what are you doing here? But I couldn't leave it all to her. So that 2020 was really challenging. It was challenging, but yes, you see us today. Okay, so the first lesson was we shouldn't start too early. Meaning, don't start 1st December. Don't start too early. From the first edition, we didn't really have a lot of games. So we realized that a lot of people like games. So we included a lot of games. We included more lights. And what else? We learn every day. Till now, we're still learning. We also know that people want a variety of vendors, so we've included that as well. People want safety. Okay, so people want to feel safe. So we have a hospital on ground. Yes, yes. And even an ambulance. So there's any issue instantly you can be attended to. So yes. So yeah.
Bumpy roads don't mean we won't get through. It's only an indication of our hard work. And if we keep at it, we would watch our plans unfold as we go. This is Still the Edge, and it's time now for our Edge Quote. That one sentence that captures the heart of a journey. In a growing space of pop-ups and seasonal attractions, only a few truly stand out. What sets Jav Christmas Village of Lights apart and keeps people coming back year after year? The Edge Factor is up next.
I think it's because we are more passionate than it's because it's more about passion than business. I think that's what makes us stand out, because we don't spare. You understand? We don't spare funds, we don't spare lights. We use hundreds of thousands of lights. We don't spare. It's like, are you crazy? With the amount of the Christmas tree alone cost 30 million naira for the light alone. Just the light. Only one cone standing. Who wants to spend 30 million naira on a cone, on a Christmas tree? Do you understand? Who wants to do that? So because it's more passion, I want to see it. More like, am I going to make money from it? So I think it's what makes us stand out. And the fact that we try to do things differently every year. Every year we have a new theme. Every year we add new games. Every year we want to have a different entertainment, different entertainment. So I think it's the passion, it's the drive, is to, and the price also. Yeah, I want to believe that we're very affordable planes, everybody can afford to come here. Yes, so that also, I think that's makes us stand out too. What consoles us is the assets. For instance, we have the games. Yes, we may not have the cash, but we still have money in assets. Like the games, the metal, they're all money. Although lights, we use lights. We buy lights every year. Yes. We don't use them again. Like if you spend money, like we use maybe like 30%. We don't even use it. We don't use it. Like this year we did like a yard sale. Who wants to buy lights for cheap? Just come and take them. We donate them sometimes. We give them to people to use and all of that. So we don't reuse lights. So it's not an asset. But the games, the metal, they're all assets. So this is what we use to console ourselves. I believe that this 7th year we're going to make money. I don't know why, but I know we're going to make money. And then what we do is those games, we use them during the year. Yeah, so we have a games rental company. So we make money from there. I think it's the lights that draws them here, and then the games, and then the vendors. I think in that in that order. Yeah, the light draws it, because the look on their faces is like, a little girl was like, Mommy, when we turned on the lights at the opening ceremony, she said, Mommy, I'm in heaven. She's like, I'm in heaven. I'm like, so I think it's the light. That's what draws and keeps people, the light. So even when sometimes we don't get everything right, because we're not perfect, we still have some, downsides. So, but the lights keep them coming. The lights, the fact that they can play unlimited games and they can shop and bond with family. I think this is what keeps visitors coming and belong to us. Every year we have a new theme. So it could be magical Christmas, it could be a neon light Christmas, it could be fairy tale, maybe a story, but not really, more like a theme.
When you find what makes you stand out, be sure to stick to it, as it will always keep your customers coming back and help you build a strong clientele. Well, if you're building a business in the experience economy, this one is for you. Here's today's Edge Tip. years in, the lights are still getting brighter. So what's next for the JAV brand? New cities, bigger experiences, year-round destinations. Let's look ahead. This is Future Forward.
Our prayer and our hope in the coming year is we have a permanent space, a very big permanent space that's like Wonderland. Is it Disneyland? Disneyland. Well, we look up to them. They're like our mentors, although we don't do what they do, because they are all about the games and roller coasters and all of that. But we are more of the lights and then adding the games, adding vendors. So we're like, it's actually a very unique thing that we do, that even most places abroad, they don't really have them. Yeah, you have Christmas villages abroad, but how much of it do they decorate with lights? Not like they don't exist, they do. But so we want a permanent site, a place called the JAV Festive Destination, where even if it's all year round, people can come there and have fun, enjoy yourself, have parties during the year and all of that. When it's festive season, we go all out. When it's not festive season, we scale it down, but it's a permanent venue. So that's what we plan on doing this year, to expand. Yeah, by going to other states. Yes. Perhaps Lagos next year. We don't know. Perhaps Ghana. We don't know. But we plan to take it out of Abuja. I had a very good Christmas and I didn't have to spend so much. So that's the effect we want to have on people. That place where I had a good time and I didn't have to spend so much, that's how we want people to always see this place. Don't do anything, first of all, that you're not passionate about. Don't let the money come first. Because if the money comes first, it will die because you will be tired if it doesn't work out. But if passion comes first and you are passionate about it, just keep doing it. And then secondly is your faith. That's just the truth. Because without faith, we would have been where we are today. Because so many times running this event, setting it up, we cry. I'm literally crying like, God, I don't want to do this anymore. Because the pressure is too much. You don't have money. You're trusting God for money. There's no money. And then 2 years ago, we told God, I said, we're not borrowing again. We're done borrowing, And somehow God did it last year. We did not borrow, because every year we borrow, We borrow and we try to pay back. Well, last year we said we're done borrowing. And it was so challenging because we were done borrowing. So to get the money, we had to sweat, So I don't know how God did it, but we had a job, out of state job, Lagos State. We decorated Lagos State, some parts of Lagos. And that was how we got the money to even do last year's event. So if you don't hold God, you will not be able to actually, take your business very, very far. That's just it basically for us. So, but when you hear from him and you are passionate about what you do, the sky is your limit. But I'll just add that do a lot of research too. We are creative. We're naturally creative, but doesn't mean we don't research. We do our research too. So do a lot of research. Try out things. You make mistakes. Just keep doing it.
Have you experienced a festive destination that stayed with you? Well, connect with us and share your photos, memories, and moments using hashtag The Edge Show. Would love to hear from you. From festive lights to lasting impact, today's guests prove that when creativity meets structure, joy can become a business. See you on the next episode where we will share another bold story and big idea. My name is Tochi Oputa. Stay inspired, stay bold, stay on the edge.